Tonight's guest is a veteran of 35 years in fashion. His clothes are adored the world over and have earned him a reputation as one of the hardest working men in the fashion industry. As a fashion designer and creative director in a career spanning 35 years, he's won several awards for his craft. We are proud to welcome Brian Clarke. Brian, welcome.
Thank you.
We'll start like any good story at the beginning. Where were you born?
Trinidad.
And what name was given to you when you were born?
Brian Clarke.
Which one's sweet? Let's talk about family.
I was named after my mum. Obviously got married to my dad, which is George, but he had a really nice brother which she really liked, and his name was Brian. That's how I got the name Brian.
No middle names?
No middle names.
Brian Clarke,
Yeah.
I like it. What sort of man was your father?
Sure.
Very social?
Very
That's
social.
where you get it from then.
Yeah. Well, I would say, yeah, definitely. That's probably true.
And your mother? Talk to me about your mother.
My mum, what can I say? She's a mum.
Strong woman?
Hard, yeah, very strong.
Impressive?
Hardworking. Absolutely adored her sons.
I think she had a favourite as well.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. The oldest boy was her favourite, actually. Yeah, my oldest brother.
Sibling rivalries then?
No.
So how many brothers and sisters do you have?
It's 5 boys and 2 girls.
And where are you in the grand scheme?
Last.
You're the youngest?
Yeah, I'm the youngest of the lot.
So were you spoiled as a child?
At all, no.
No?
Everyone thinks that, and it's actually, now I had the reverse. I'm thinking, boy, I must be the unluckiest person alive.
And in the midst of all this, you were going to school. What school did you go to?
I went to school in Crouch End, Highgate Woods.
Highgate, only around the corner then?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
not far from where we're filming?
Not far at all, yeah.
Interesting.
Because I actually grew up in Crouch End.
You grew up in Crouch End?
Yeah.
And when did you decide to move to Hampstead?
After several years of hard work.
When you could afford to.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm singing from the same home sheet here. Were you a good scholar?
Not at all.
No? Why do you say that?
Academically, I just didn't seem to fit into, I didn't like the whole setup, and I just about scraped through, and I left as soon as I could.
You wanted to escape?
That's it, yeah.
And were you schooled in Trinidad or were you schooled in England?
In England, yeah.
So let's talk about school for a second. Where did you go to school?
Highgate Woods.
Highgate Woods.
Crouch End, yeah.
But after you went to Highgate Woods, you presumably went to the College of Craft?
Yeah.
Was that the London College of Fashion?
London College of Fashion, but I didn't do it wasn't the traditional route.
Right.
What happened was, because I left school early and then got put into this horrible factory to work, and I suddenly realised, oh my God, I'm going to have to spend the rest of my life doing this, and I just couldn't do it. Because for the first time in my life, I actually felt like I didn't fit. So I just thought, well, this isn't for me. So I kind of hunted around, but I used to go to the West End a lot for entertainment, and I bumped into an old school friend. He liked going to the West End. All my other friends that I knew, they'd stay locally, so we'd always go out on the weekends, and he was studying fashion. That was my introduction into fashion.
So your friend got you into fashion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And what happened, he came from quite a comfortable family, so he had a little workshop set up in his back garden, and so we hung around for fabrics during the week, and then on the weekend we'd go into his shed and start making the stuff that we want to wear for the Saturday night.
So that was the genesis of your
Fashion
design. It was you wanting to wear something great for a night out. With your mate.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
Also a fashion design.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That was it. And then what happened after about maybe 6 months of doing that, he said to me, "Why don't you come to my college?" And by then I really had the flavour for it, and I enjoyed it so much. And we used to even not do it just on the weekends. We used to be there during during the week as well. We were both enjoying it. So, and he said, come to his college and sign up for the course. And I just thought, well, yeah, I'm into that. And that's when it dawned on me, I've done everything wrong. I've got no exams, I can't get into the college. So when they told me no, and I was like, oh my goodness.
But not all intelligence is measured with an IQ test, right? Clearly.
Absolutely. So I decided I wanted to do the designing. So I went to London College of Fashion and tried there, and they said no. But
They said no?
Yeah. And then they said, look, get a job in the industry, like an apprenticeship, and then come back to us in a year's time and show us what you can do, and we'll see if we can get you on the day release. And that's what happened.
Unbelievable. And then talk to me about Berman Nathan's theatrical costumiers.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That was one of my first jobs as an apprentice tailor. And I was working in a room that at that time, most of the clothing industry was Jewish.
How old were you around this time?
Oh my gosh. 18?
18?
Yeah, 18, 19.
There's a reason I'm asking for that. It's coming up in a second. Yeah. But what was it like working at Berman Nathan's then? You said...
Yeah, it was great. But I was like a baby compared to... There was no one under 60. Put it that way. No one.
They're all seasoned veterans.
Yeah.
That's the polite way of putting it.
Yeah.
But it was like a baptism of fire for you, I'd have thought.
And they all had... this is the introduction into how a tailor is someone special. Because they would be fussing and each one and hiding their little secret way of doing certain things, And each one had a speciality, and you just think, these are grown men. Why are you all... But, the importance of how to make a pocket, how to make the collar, how to match checks on a suit, on the fabric, how to make nice buttonholes, hand buttonholes and things like that. Everyone had their speciality, which I finally worked out a way of how to win over each person, so they'd reveal more than they would do to anyone else.
So is it safe to say that's where you honed your craft? It was at Berman?
Oh, definitely. Well, yeah.
And you mentioned you were around 18 at the time of this.
Yeah.
Now I asked that because when we had our pre-interview, we made our question beforehand.
You're right.
You showed me a great photograph of you. I believe it was in East Finchley. We'll put that on the screen. But that's you made your own clothes at this point.
Yeah.
So you're going out to town.
Yeah.
Wearing your own bespoke clothes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
How that's the definition of cool, isn't it?
No, everyone would laugh at me. What the
Who was laughing at you?
Everyone.
No. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're just jealous, I'd have thought.
No, I wish.
No. Did these people become customers in the end?
Of course.
So now who's laughing?
Yeah, no, it's actually really funny because when you start designing, you obviously want to design things that are a little bit not wearable because you just want to do something different.
You were experimenting.
Exactly.
You were finding your craft.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So what happens is, it is laughable.
Talk to me about Katherine Hamnett.
Oh wow, yeah. After I've been working for a while for different companies, I had my first design job at a company called Malcolm Hall in Islington. They were a menswear company that had been running from the 60s, and they were really well known, and then they kind of died down, and they needed like an injection of
some modernity, some contemporary coolness.
Yeah. So I came in, and then and it worked, and we did like doubled the turnover on the first collection, and I was ecstatic, and the owners were very happy as well. So I was there, but I still didn't think of myself as a designer. And I felt like I needed more experience.
See, sorry, I'm going to touch on something there. You said you didn't feel like a designer. Even at this point, you've been designing for, I presume, 5-6 years?
Yeah.
So this is called Imposter Syndrome.
Yeah, there you go. I got it.
No, I know lots of people in all walks of life have got Imposter Syndrome.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your Imposter Syndrome. Why didn't you feel like a designer? Why? What happened?
Oh, I come from a very working class family.
Okay.
So I'm an imposter, even just socially, I think, and then to actually become a designer, it's unheard of. I mean, my dad went crazy when I told him that because he had no idea men did that job. You know, he just thought it was women.
He didn't approve of you being a
Not
designer?
at all. Not at all.
So what was that like? How did you...
Well, I mean, they didn't stop you, but they showed that they weren't happy with your choice. And then later, and also I think the funniest part is they never show you that they actually changed their mind. After a few years, they don't show you that. So you constantly think that they're disapproving, and really they're actually ecstatic. They're very happy. Like my dad was over the moon eventually, you know. So
at what point did you realise, actually, Dad's comfortable with what I'm doing now and he's very proud of me? Was there a moment?
Yeah, really, really late.
Very late? How late were we talking?
Gosh, I mean, I was fully fledged designer, you know, like I had a rostrum of companies that I'd worked for and people and all sorts of things. But what happened, I went to New York.
Okay, and when was this?
And that would have been in the...
late 80s?
80s, yeah.
80s,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, and so when I went to New York, I met my uncle who I'd never met before, my mum's brother. And the first thing out of his mouth was, "Oh, I heard you flying all over the world, designing for all these superstars." And I was like, "No." No, I said, "No." He goes, "What do you do?" I said,
Well, don't correct him.
Yeah, I just said, "Well, you know, I'm just trying to make a living." And he said, "Yeah, but your dad told me." And I said, "My dad?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "No, you mean my mum?" He said, "No, your dad."
Isn't that interesting?
Yes, I said, "My dad told you that I was flying all around the world." And he said, "Yeah." He said, "He's always bragging about it." I thought, wow, that was a shock. You know, it took me a moment to get over that.
So all the while you were thinking, my dad doesn't approve what I'm doing,
Exactly.
I've let him down, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
and it turns out
yeah.
he's probably your biggest cheerleader.
Yeah,
He's so proud of
absolutely.
you.
Yeah.
He's bragging about you to all his friends, his family, anyone who will listen.
Yeah.
My son's Brian Clarke.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
son's Brian Clarke.
Yeah, exactly.
But obviously everyone heard it but you.
Not me. Yeah, you'd never say it to me.
After several years of hands-on experience, you decided to go it alone. Your first independent foray found you styling and designing clothes for pop videos and numerous bands. What was that like?
Yeah, great fun. Yeah, I got into that by accident as well because I used to, as I said earlier, I used to go to the West End for my entertainments and all the clubs. And,
You used to make the town roar, didn't you? Yeah, you can say that. I'm going to be shameless here. Can we drop some names? Because this is presumably in what decade? Is it the late 80s or 90s now?
we're in early 80s.
Early 80s?
Yeah. Because it's...
Feel free to name drop. It's fine. You can tell me.
Yeah. David Grant.
David Grant, okay.
And Jackie Graham.
Jackie Graham, okay. But maybe you didn't make clothes for them, but I know you've definitely done work or you've met Freddie Mercury.
Oh, yeah, I met Freddie Mercury, yeah.
What was Freddie Mercury like?
He's just... Actually, he's a really nice person. He's a
Did he call you darling?
Of course. Yeah, that's what
Brian, darling.
You get used to it pretty quick.
I would have called him darling. It's Freddie Mercury. I mean, he was a very charismatic, very charming man, I would have thought.
Yeah, he is very very nice man. Thought of him as my aunt.
Mine more like an auntie. Do you remember the clubs you go to where Freddie was? Do you remember those clubs?
I actually met Freddie in the theatre.
It was theatre.
Yeah, theatre. But I said there's one club called, I think it was called the Blitz.
Right.
That used to be in Covent Garden on Neal Street, in the basement. And that place, nearly every single person became successful. It's incredible.
So you're saying if I go to Neal Street, if I go to this
Not
club...
anymore.
No?
This is a long time ago.
Sounds like a lucky charm, this place.
It was brilliant. I mean, all the Duran Duran crew.
Oh, Duran.
Spandau Ballet.
Spandau Ballet, yeah.
Steve Strange from Visage.
Okay, interesting.
Loads. Everybody was...
It was a monumental decade.
Yeah. You went in there, everyone was trying to outdo the next person. You know, it was outfits for days.
See, there's something about the
Crazy.
80s. I can look at some fashion magazine.
Yeah.
I can tell you immediately if it's from the 80s. Really over the top, really just wild, crazy. You look at a band like, isn't it Flock of Seagulls? What is with that haircut? That would only make sense in the 80s, right? I think Ricky Gervais did it for a while. He was a pop singer for a while, wasn't he? Ricky.
I don't know him.
Yeah, he actually looked fantastic. For
Oh, really?
Time. Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
He really looked up to David Bowie.
I tell you who I really liked, and we did a lot of stuff for, was Jonathan Ross.
No way,
Yeah,
really?
we did a lot of stuff for him. He's such a nice guy. Yeah.
So around this time when Jonathan Ross was on television, I remember he did, the film review shows? There was Barry Norman, and then Jonathan Ross took over and he started doing the film reviews.
We were doing him at that time,
right,
and after.
Okay.
Yeah.
So even when he did the Jonathan Ross show.
Yeah. This is during the Jonathan Ross show time. Yeah.
I love Jonathan Ross. I think he's a very, very cool dude.
Yeah, he's a very nice guy. Yeah.
What about his rival, Graham Norton? Have we done any work with him?
No, I've never worked with Graham Norton.
No? I'd like to work with Graham Norton. You would. You must do. Everyone loves Graham. He's got that kind of, I don't know what it is. Like, everyone who goes on that show looks like they're having fun.
Right, yeah.
And I don't think any alcohol is even required. They just are having fun. He's just very entertaining, isn't he? Alan Carr's entertaining as well. He does have lots of alcohol. You're like,
I saw him the other night.
Alan, where was this?
At Groucho. You're laughing at?
I'm just laughing because it sounds like I'm dissing him. I'm not. I have to edit all of this out. But
I am dissing him.
No, because I say Graham Norton, we're like this. Alan Carr, not so much. Yes. We're going to cut all this out, by the way. We can't use any of this. Yeah, fuck you, Alan. No, I'm joking. I don't mean that. Please cut that out.
He's got my job. I grew up with the lead singer from Imagination.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, Lee John. Yeah, so we used to go out clubbing a lot. It's like 4 nights a week at least. And he was always a really popular guy, so he'd be always on the phone saying, tonight there's such and such going on. Okay.
Did it get to the point where if there was a queue to go in some club, you just walked straight to the front and they went, yes, sir.
Yeah, well, that came about because he became really successful. He joined the band, or he was the band, and so then everyone knew who he was, and everywhere we went, we just opened doors, and it was a fantastic period of time. You just everywhere you turned up, as soon as they saw you at the door, it just stop the queue, you go.
And these clubs, I mean, presumably some of them are still around now, aren't they? I mean, they might change names, but the location's still the same, the venue's still the same.
Yeah. I mean, Tramps, the Limelight,
right?
Monkberries, Legends, the Embassy. Oh my gosh, yeah, all the main clubs of that era we frequented.
Legendary venues.
Yeah, they were great fun.
And then came Japan, notably Dep International followed.
Right. Well, actually, because of the success of doing the clothing for a lot of bands and things, I opened a shop in Soho. And that did really well as well. We continued to be successful. And it was through the shop that this guy used to come into the shop once every 4 or 5 months. But he could hardly speak English, Japanese, and he used to keep saying, I like, and he would buy certain pieces. And then he came with someone that worked for him, who was his translator, and then said, he wants me to come to Japan. So I thought, really?
So that was your invitation?
Yeah. But I didn't know, come to Japan and do what, And then it turns out that he was actually the one of the founders for the #1 young fashion company in Japan at the time. And he was about to start his own company. And he wanted me to join him in this launch.
Was this in Tokyo?
Yeah.
It was in Tokyo?
Yeah. And in Shibuya.
Yeah. That's probably one of the biggest...
That's like the fashion capital.
It's fashion capital of the East, I would say, not just Japan. It's a huge deal.
Yeah. So I didn't think it was really going to come true. And then all of a sudden, he sent me this information through and said, sign. And
he knew that word. Sign.
Yeah. And a ticket arrives, business class travel to. I thought, oh, this is serious. Okay, And what happened is the shop was very successful, but it was still very much a kind of a small business. It was run like a small business. So it was really strenuous. I worked 7 days a week. And the offer of the shop, I thought, oh, great, I can have some time out. So I was quick to get out of the shop and went to Japan and stayed there for about a year. And that's when the economy crashed.
Okay, so you were treated very well in Japan. When the market crashed, you came back to the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
I'd like to read out a quote from the British Menswear Guild.
Okay.
It takes a certain mastery to combine flamboyance with the understated. The artistry in Brian Clarke's cutting can do just that, merging theatricality with tradition and subtlety. There's a timeless quality about Clarke's designs. They are inclusive and covetable. That's the British Menswear Guild. How does that make you feel?
Great.
To put it mildly.
Yeah, to put it mildly, yeah.
How can I buy your clothes? I want to buy them. I'm looking at them. Well, how do people on the street go, okay, let me buy Brian Clarke's clothes? What would we do?
Just go on to brianclarke.uk.
All right. And what advice would you give to someone who wants to work in the fashion industry? Considering your journey into the fashion industry, what advice would you give?
If someone wanted to be a designer, I think the first thing you should do is work out who you really like, what designer you really like, and then copy everything they do. Copy every single thing they do and keep copying. And then what happens is, in the end, is that you start thinking, I'm copying this, but it would look nicer if I put this onto it. And you keep, and then what happens is, the this onto it becomes you. And no longer are you copying anyone. It'll be your own identity will come out.
I think it was Steve Jobs that said, good artists borrow, great artists steal. Right? You were inspired by it. You ripped it off.
But it isn't. It's actually setting the standard. So if you really like a designer, it means he or she has a style that you admire. And for you to adopt that style, that's the easiest route into it, is to train yourself to have that style. And then your style comes out of it.
It's funny you say that, because I remember years ago, I went to a Tony Robbins seminar. Very inspirational guy, very, you leave that thing feeling invigorated.
Right.
And he asked the question, he says, does anyone in the audience know what R&D stands for, right? You know where I'm going with this.
Mm-hmm.
And I went, yeah, that means. And when you, sir, I went, R&D stands for research and development. You went, say it again. And I said, yeah, it stands for research and development. He goes, say it one more time for people to look back to you. And I went, R&D stands for research and development. And he went, no! And I sort of went like this. And he went, R&D stands for rip off and duplicate. which brings us full circle. That's exactly what it means. So everyone should R&D to get by. It's very, very important. When people find out what you do for a living, do you find they go, oh, that's interesting. Could you maybe make me some clothes?
Oh, of course.
If you had £1 every time someone asked you that, how much more richer would you be?
You wouldn't be interviewing me. Unless
I would.
Well, you'd be on my yacht.
I fly to the Maldives. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it happens a lot.
A lot, yeah.
And do you have to turn people down? Do you have to say, look, I'm really sorry, I'm very busy, I just can't make clothes at this moment for you?
No, it's not. Normally, women seem to be more enthusiastic about clothing. So
women are?
Yeah. So
okay.
The minute you say design, they do, and you have to say it's menswear, and they go,
I imagine they would say things like, could you maybe make my wedding dress? Could you maybe make it? No?
No one I say I'm menswear. So I get that out there quick.
So you say it's just menswear, and that's it. That puts the kibosh on the conversation.
Women are women. So they're persistent.
They say, you're missing a trick here.
No, they say, oh, I like men's suit. I like tailoring. And you think, oh, God.
They're thinking, I could probably wear menswear. It's just a jacket.
Yeah.
So it'll work. Tell me more about some times you went out in the city with, not just Lee John from Imagination, but I know you've met lots and lots of people in your career. And I guess a lot of the people that you meet on nights out can become clients. That's how it works.
Yeah.
They say, what do you do? And you say, I'm a designer. They say, I've got this coming up. Didn't you work with Dale Winton for a while as well?
Oh, yeah.
What was it like to work with Dale?
He's a lovely man. Very, very nice guy. Or was, I should say. Yeah.
But you did a lot of work with him. You made a lot of suits for him for his television programs.
That's right, yeah. Supermarkets, what
you did?
Yeah.
Tell me how you met Ving Rhames.
I used to have the shop in Soho, as I mentioned earlier.
Okay.
And a stylist came in. Penny Weiss, her name was, She came in and said,
Pennywise?
yeah.
Isn't that the clown from It?
That's her name.
Pennywise is her name?
Yeah.
It's a very cool name.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she said, oh, I might have a client for you, but hasn't landed yet. He's coming from New York. I'll bring him in. And I said, okay. She goes, you might know him. And I thought, no, I don't know him. And that's how he came into the store. And he was a really interesting guy because he is exactly the same as he is on TV or on film.
But this is just before he did Pulp Fiction, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.
This was 93, I would have thought?
Yeah, around that time, that's right.
Okay.
He came in and I'd made the first suit for him, and he came up to me wearing the suit at his first full tryout, and he said, hey, it's nice to meet a brother that knows his shit. I was like, oh, okay, thank you. It makes you get nervous.
He's got a very commanding voice, isn't he?
Very, and he's very intimidating, his whole presence, and but actually he was complimenting me, so that was quite nice.
And then from there he went to do Pulp Fiction,
That's right,
Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
I think he's still doing the Mission Impossible movies. They're on, I think, the 8th one now or something. He's in that.
I think he's retired now.
Okay, interesting.
I'm not sure, but I think he's now out there.
But what he wore for at least the first Mission Impossible movie, that's a Brian Clarke as well.
Yeah. Along with, we did about 3 other characters in the film as well. Yeah.
And did you get to meet Jean Reno as well and Tom Cruise?
No.
Sadly not.
No, I mean Tom Cruise has his own stylist,
okay, and
he doesn't go to any fittings. The stuff gets taken to him, so it's a completely different setup. Yeah,
I'm sure we can fix that though. I'm sure we'll see what we can do. We come to our questionnaire. This was written by French journalist Bernard Pivot, but it was immortalised by James Lipton from inside the Actors Studio. Mm-hmm. And that questionnaire starts now. Brian, what is your favourite word?
Yes.
I thought it might be. What is your least favourite word?
No.
What turns you on?
Laughter.
What turns you off?
Ignorance.
What sound or noise do you love?
Sound of laughter.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Tears.
What is your favourite swear word?
I don't have one.
You gotta have one. Something's gone horribly wrong. Something isn't going right. You're not going to say fudge or darn it. What's it going to be? Come on, you can tell me.
My favourite swear word. It's the S.
The S word?
Yeah. That's
really?
It. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, interesting. All right. You never swear, I've noticed. You only did to quote someone for historical accuracy.
Right.
I even said to you, what's your favourite swear word? You went, not doing this. I would have just went, fuck.
All right.
That's the conventional favourite.
Yeah.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Architecture.
Architecture. Yeah. Oh, good answer. I'd like to see that. What profession would you not like to participate in?
Traffic warden.
Good answer. They get abused. I don't blame you. That's true. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you reach the pearly gates?
Wish I was you.
That concludes the interview. Brian Clarke, it's good to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.